Hey everybody, Rocky Mountain Figures here. Today I'm going to be reviewing not one, but two brand new action figures that just recently released. We're going to be taking a look at the brand new DC Multiverse Mcfarlane Toys Arkham Games Batman and Joker. So I just picked these up at my local Target, and I gotta say, these are some pretty good figures. So without further ado, we're going to get down to the review station and take a look at them. Okay, so before we take a look at the figures themselves, I'm going to share with you guys the UPC or the barcodes for these figures, as they're becoming a little bit harder to find and expensive on the aftermarket. So there you go. And also, let's get into the accessories really quickly. So starting off with the accessories list, here is the trading cards that each of the figure comes with. So of course Joker comes with his and Batman comes with his. It's got the names of their character right at the bottom and where these characters are from. And in the back of the card are the bios and such. Then each of them comes with this black DC base with the logo right there and one peg to help them stand. So we're going to take a closer look at the accessories for Batman. Here is his grappling gun or such. There it is. Then he comes with two types of batarangs. He comes with one that is folded outward right here, as you can see. And then he comes with another one that is folded inward. Also, just a little disclaimer, Batman comes with a canister type accessory, but I have seemed to have misplaced or lost that, unfortunately. So I'll post a picture of what it's supposed to look like on screen, but I have unfortunately misplaced or lost that. Now let's get into the Joker accessories. These accessories are really nice. He comes with two versions of the teeth toy right here. So this is the one version. It has really nice paint applications on it, and it comes with a second version right here that is open. And lastly, Joker comes with a gun, and that is very, very nice right there, like the shiny silver on it. Talking a little bit about the Batman figure first. This figure is really well sculpted and well represented from its video game counterpart. I really do like this figure a lot. It looks very nice, very menacing, you know. One thing I don't like about the figure right off the bat is the stuck cape. It definitely gets in the way when you're trying to do poses or whatnot, but when you just want him standing on the shelf, it will help it stand, you know. Even without the use of the base, he will stand. So I like that a lot. Now let's get a closer look at the figure. Taking a look at the head sculpt, looks very Batman-ish, very straight-faced. Would have been nice if these figures come with some extra hands or heads, just to allow us to have more playability. Then here's the front of the suit right there, looking very nice. Here are the arms right there. The belt is very, very nicely painted. I like that they added a wash or a dark shading to the belt to bring out the details. It looks very, very good. And then getting down to the legs right here. Legs again. The paint on this figure is probably the best thing about it. I mean, they just did such a good job, especially with these armored bits. You know, they did a great job. Getting to the articulation of the figure, his head can move pretty much all the way up. I'm pretty sure you can like push it up. Yeah, you can push it up just a little bit more. He will look down just a tiny bit. His head moves side to side, and it will also rock side to side as well, so you can get that tilt. Arms can get up about that much, go in about that far, and get back about that much. Of course, it's getting hindered by the cape. This Batman also has a bicep swivel, single jointed elbows that bend in that far. He also has a ball joint at the wrist that allows his hands to tilt side to side. But of course, if you rotate that ball joint, his hands could move in and out, and they also rotate side to side. With this torso and ab joint, he can crunch down about that far, not too far, but still pretty okay. And then he can crunch back a little bit further. His torso also can rotate like that and can tilt. I think can't really rotate at the ab, but that's fine. His legs move forward about that much, and they move back a little bit. No thigh cut at the top, but he can do the splits like that. He also has a double jointed knee right there. He has a toe joint right there on the tip of his boot, and he has the same ball joint that the wrist has, but of course a little bit bigger. Of course, the feet can move up and down and rotate side to side, but if you want to twist that ball joint and then twist the foot back, it will rotate whichever way you want. But ideally, you would have it facing forward. That way you can get up and down movement on the foot. So taking a look at the Arkham game Joker figure, which in my opinion is the best of the pair right here. This figure is just downright insane. Like, literally, it is awesome. And just the look of the figure is also very crazy in a good way, of course. So this is how the figure looks just standing up. This guy has some really cool integral details to him, especially in this section right here when it comes to his torso and abs. We'll get to that in a little bit, but this figure itself is very, very nice looking, very Joker stylish as always. And yeah, he just looks downright crazy. So now let's take a look at this Joker a little bit up close. Taking a look at the head sculpt here, it of course looks like Joker. It looks great. It looks phenomenal, honestly. I really love the paint in the hair. Really brings out the sculpt of it. Though I do believe he had like a lighter green hair and a darker white when it comes to his face. If maybe they could have added a wash to the face, that would have been very nice and very cool of them to do. But nonetheless, this figure still looks good even without it. Now, I can't remember which version I got. I think this is the pink flower version. I know there's two versions of this Joker. There is a pink flower and a purple flower. It's a very slight difference. Here's the back of the figure real quick. Getting to the bottom of the figure. There it is. I don't know if this is a QC issue or they did this on purpose, but I feel like my legs are kind of spreading apart. Not sure if you can see that right there, but they feel like they're spreading apart. I wish you can bring them in a little closer, but can't. So there's take a look at the feet right there. Look very nice. I like that they added some texture to his shoes. Let's get into the articulation, as this is probably the most interesting part about this figure. Getting into the articulation, starting with the head, he can look up about that far, look down that much. His head can, of course, move side to side and tilt right there. His arms can move up about that high, move down. Oh, whoa. Did you guys see that? Okay, well, looks like it didn't break. It just looks like it's an easy pop, okay? Yeah, just a pretty easy pop. Sorry about that, guys. I broke my figure on camera. Before popping it off, his arms can move forward that much. And they can move back that far. He does have a bicep swivel right where the shoulder is, and has a double jointed elbows that bend in that far. And of course, just like the Batman and the other DC Multiverse Mcfarlane figures, his hand is also on one of those ball joints. So I don't really have to explain myself right here. His hands can move up and down. They can also move side to side depending on where you rotate it, and he does rotate side to side. This is where the articulation gets really interesting. When it comes to the Joker, he can bend forward that far. Look, that's pretty good despite this piece being on here. And he can move back. Wow, look at that. Boom. He can move back all the way. And he does move side to side. And does rotate as well. So basically what they did was, under this coat right here, they put more of the articulation down at the bottom. And they made this piece to where it's flexible enough where he can crunch forward, and as you can see right there, his stomach kind of goes inward, or the coat rather goes inward. So I really love that attention to detail right there when it comes to giving him some more articulation. As for his legs, however, his legs can move forward that much. Actually, it looks like they can move a little bit. Nope, that's the limit right there. And then he can move back that far. Once again, no thigh cut with this figure, but he can do the splits just like Batman. He does have a really nice double jointed knee right there, and once again, just like Batman, his feet are also on one of those ball joints where if you move them to a different angle, you can hinge them a different way. But the up and down movement for this foot is a little hindered by the pant piece right here, but it's okay. He also has toe articulation. Ooh, mine was kind of stuck right there. He has toe articulation right there as well. Hey everybody, this is going to be an intermission for the review. What I want to do in these intermissions is answer a couple questions in my Q&A post that I leave on my Instagram story. So in every review, I'm going to try to answer 3 questions that interest me the most. So if your question does not get featured, then just ask it again when I say drop a question below. They may be featured in a video. So I got my list right here. I'm going to take a look at each question and then answer which ones interest me the most. Okay, so question number 1 by, I think the name gets cut off here, I Love Marvel Legends, I believe that is. I'll take a screenshot of this right now, but it asks, do you ever plan on getting a Hot Toys figure? Now, my heart and passion will always be for the Marvel Legends, of course. But in terms of Hot Toys, of course, they are a little bit on the higher price, but that's because they're higher quality. I'm thinking no, because, you know, I love to pose the figures around and whatnot. And when it comes to Hot Toys, they have all that stitching and material, and when you start posing them around, leaving them posed, they tend to, you know, mess up the quality of the figure. So I don't think I will, just because I'm afraid of that. Next question by Tyler Luke James asks, what is your favorite snack of all time? Doritos and donuts and Oreos, bro. Top 3 right there. And the last question by the Collector27 asks, when did you first start collecting? I started collecting in 2014, but even before then, I still had like a couple figures that I didn't know were from like sub Marvel Legends line. Like I think I had a couple Iron Man and Spider-Man figures, but those have got really outdated, just the past, and they're gone now. Alright, so now let's get back to the video. Even with these DC Mcfarlane toys limitations when it comes to the articulation, they still can get into some great iconic poses that the articulation allows them to. You can definitely get a lot of use out of the articulation that is presented here. Getting to the height of the figures right here, they should stand right around the 7-inch mark since they are the 7-inch scale. Joker's a little bit above 7 inches, whereas Batman, he's kind of fading into the background, he is also above 7 inches when it comes to the top of his ears. So there's the scale. Let me fix the lighting, that way you can see Batman, and we'll get into our comparison section. Here are the Batman and Joker figures next to the animated Harley Quinn and Batman figures. See how they scale. These are the only other 2 DC Mcfarlane toys that I have besides the Armor Trinity, which I'm actually not going to bring down because they're all on thumbtacks on my wall. I'll post a picture on the screen how they look right now, but I just don't want to ruin the display right there. But lastly, for comparisons, this is going to be a little bit random right here, but here they are next to the Storm Collectibles Ryu figure and the Marvel Legends Loki figure. Just going over my quick thoughts on these figures. Both of these are really cool. I really love the attention to detail when it comes to the articulation on this guy, and I also really love the sculpt work and the paint job when it comes to this Batman figure right here. But ultimately, I think the better of the 2 is Joker. But still, even if you're planning on getting one of these, you can't have one without the other. That's why I'm reviewing them as a pair right now. But both of these are pretty sick figures. I would recommend them on a scale 1 to 5, probably a 4. Just in case you're not a video game person or are unfamiliar with these characters and maybe don't want them, yeah, just save your money for something else. But if you're a big Batman and Joker fan and love the video games, then I highly suggest that you get these 2 figures. They really stand out as a pair on your desk or on your shelf or on your displays. So that's going to be it right there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out my eBay, OfferUp, and Instagram. Links for all 3 of those sites in the description below. And without further ado, I'll see you guys next time.